Good morning, everyone. It's Monday morning. Y'all remember that last week on a Sunday, my son and I went to Lake Fork at Quitman, Texas. And that's where he bought that house. And we're doing work there. We're trying to clean it up and get the yard clean and get the inside cleaned out. And I'm throwing away things and just getting it ready. So we got a lot done last week. And remember, last week is when I discovered Mama cat and 2 babies. And she had tried to bring one of them in the house, and I stopped her from doing that, and we fixed her a nice place out there in this great big huge storeroom, plenty of water and so forth for her, and it had a cat door, and the neighbors said, well, she'd feed the cat. So we locked everything up that day, and we came on home. Well, Saturday night, my son said, do you want to go back to Quitman on Sunday? And I thought, well, we never go, you know, one weekend right after another weekend. We usually wait about a month. We always do. But I thought, yeah, okay, I'll go. I didn't feel all that great, but I thought, yes, I can go. There are things that I need to do. So Sunday morning, which was yesterday, we went back up there. Well, you know, all week long I've been thinking about that cat, worrying about that cat, worrying about those kittens, hoping they were okay. So that's the first thing I wanted to do when I got there, is see Mama and her babies. So he opened that door, and there they were. They were in there with her in the bed that we had made for them. They were getting fat, and they looked adorable. So she's taking good care of them, and they're doing well. So I go on in the house, and I'm doing some work, and I'm in there a couple of hours, and I see Mama coming along carrying one of her babies, wanting to bring it in the house. And I get out there and I stop her. I get the kitten and I go put it up. And I, you know, no, Mama, you can't do that. We cannot leave you in this house for obvious reasons. There wouldn't be any food or water for her. So there's a full view storm door on that side door. It's a glass door. And I was wanting to carry something heavy out to my car, so it's got this little thing that you can push it open and secure it so it'll stay open. So I took a box out there and put it in my car, and when I came back in the house, Mama was right behind me. Just Mama though, no baby. So okay, I'll let her stay in just for a few minutes. So I went in the front bedroom, and I had been in there several times that day looking at different things, and I got a chair out of there I wanted to bring home. It's an antique, and I'm going to do a paint project on that, so y'all can see me do that. And between the bed and the window, there's a whole bunch of clothes piled up there, and that's what we've got there for me to box up and take to a shelter or donation center of some kind. And I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but I will do that. And it's a huge pile. It's all the way up to the windowsill, just a giant pile, you know. So I'm in there, and I'm looking for some fabric for this project I want to do. And Mama's in there with me this time. She went right back there with me. And I heard something. And I look at Mama, and Mama looks at me. I didn't do it. Did you do it? But then I heard it again. And then all of a sudden, this wail, this screaming, crying wail. And I knew exactly what it was. Well, what I thought at first was that Mama had brought one of her kittens in there and put it in there, and I didn't notice it. But I couldn't figure out how she got past me, because the door has been closed all this time, except for at that moment when I let her in the house. I got down there where those clothes were and started looking through them. I was real careful where I stepped, because I knew something was in there. And y'all, I pulled out a kitten. I pulled out a kitten that was the same size as the other 2 were a week ago. That hurts my heart thinking about it. That baby had been locked up in that house without Mama for an entire week. And somehow it managed to survive. Somehow it still had enough strength to have a very hearty cry for us to find her. And I reached down and pulled that baby out and held it in my hand and put it up to my chest, and I just went running out the door, and Mama was right behind me. And I went in there and I said, oh, I told my son, look, here's this baby, and it's been in this house for a whole week locked up. And we put it in the box with the other babies, and Mama got in there with it. Y'all, that was an absolute miracle. How could it be? I couldn't believe it. That baby had been in that house for a whole week without any food. I don't know how it survived, but it did. It was little bitty compared to its siblings. Very little. And when we left that day in that storage room, there were only 2 kittens in there, not another one. So that baby had been in that house. It's almost impossible to believe, but it's true. It happened. I get so worked up. For one thing, I'm joyous about it. For another thing, I'm horrified over it. It just hurts my heart knowing that baby was by itself tangled up in all those clothes, unable to get out of that by itself, unable to get any food whatsoever, all alone in that dark house for a whole week. What if we hadn't gone? What if I hadn't gone? I wasn't going to go, but I did. And I found it, and it's fine. It's with Mama now, and I'm gonna tell you, there are no more. I took all those clothes apart, everything in there. I looked under every single bed and in every closet. So there are no more kittens there. And I just wanted y'all to know there were 3 at one time, but one was separated for an entire week. And that managed to survive. To me, that's a miracle. It's a miracle I found that baby. It's a miracle that it survived. I love the story, but it still hurts my heart just to think about it. So I hope y'all enjoyed knowing that there is another kitty out there, and that baby is a fighter, and he's a survivor. And he's going to do just fine. He's with Mama and with his siblings, and everything's going to be okay. And isn't that wonderful that that baby survived? I think that is a miracle. So thank you for visiting with me this morning. I hope y'all all have a good day. And as always, I hope God is good to you too. Bye-bye.